Healthcare Foundation, under our powerful arm of advocacy, we have decided to partner today with the Open Door Crisis Center based in Pinetown. We have identified that as women, we need to empower other women. You strike a woman, you strike a rock. You dislodged a boulder, you will be crushed. I am Reshma Ramnathan with AIDS Healthcare Foundation.
Successful men, there is a wise woman. So kusho ukuthi noma umuntu wesilisa angaphumelela kangakanani kodwa ubona akuvamisile ukuba impohlo.
My name is Diana. Each one look at your neighbor and say, I love myself. I love myself. The reason we do that is because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody. You can't love your children, you can't love your partner, you can't love your parents. You have to first love me, and then you can impart love to somebody else. We need to achieve gender equality. As women, we often don't support other women. What we do is we support a man. We go to a meeting and there's elections, what happens? It's a male. But your lady next to you is just as equal and just as reliable and just as, what can I say, educated enough as a man. And we need to think that way as women. We need to stop thinking that we are unequal.
Happy Women's Month to all of you. About developing business entrepreneurs. We are developing also my business. All right. So, what is an entrepreneur? This was the question. Who is also my business? An entrepreneur is someone who has an idea, who works to create a product or service that people will buy, as well as an organization to support. So you create a product and then you have a business, all right?
My name is Dr. Siete Mangrele. Today we are at Open Door Crisis Center in Pinetown. We are AIDS Healthcare Foundation. We are based in Westville. AIDS Healthcare Foundation, NGO based in USA in 45 countries, and in South Africa we've been here since 2001. Inhloso yethu ukuthi sibe khona la namhlanje ingoba we have a part of our organization ebizwa ngokuthi advocacy, ukumela abantu. So ukumela abantu ngezinto eziningi njenga namhlanje sazi ukuthi siyayivala inyanga ye-Women's Month. So we are here advocating for women. We are here advocating for abantu besifazane abahlukumezekile, abaphatheke kabi emoyeni, ababhekane nezimo ezinzima emakhaya, izimo ezibathi zibaletha la e-Open Door Crisis Center. So ke sizoba supporta njengama resources njengalibona sibanika nje ukubasiza kwi-center yabo because siyazi ukuthi they survive on donations, and so sababiza futhi nohlelo nje just so ukuthi sibaluleke ngezinto eziningi ezithinta abantu besifazane, not just in HIV and AIDS but nje noma yini ethinta abantu besifazane.
Good afternoon, my name is Anne Young. I am the Program Coordinator and the Trauma Counsellor at the Open Door Crisis Care Centre. Our services that we offer are very, very wide. We have a counselling centre here where you guys have been this morning. We have 13 counselling rooms. We counsel across the board in all forms of counselling, be it domestic violence, suicide, rape, armed robbery. Whatever the need is in the community, we will step up to that need. We go into about 14 different communities where we do awareness campaigns on gender-based violence, we do parenting skills, we do drug awareness. So we work extensively in the communities. Our staff go out once a week at least to a community where they're working. We are on different boards. We're on the Tutazela Rape Centre board, we're on the Human Trafficking board, we work with Pinetown Municipality with any kind of gender-based organisations that they work for. We also have a shelter for abused women and children. The shelter is very strictly regulated by the Department of Social Development, so there's a very strict criteria on who we can take into the shelter. At the shelter we have a centre manager, we have a social worker who oversees it. So the ladies that go into the shelter come through our centre, they see our social worker, they get accredited to go into the shelter where they receive full counselling. Every day there's counselling. They do a lot of skills development. So that helps them when they move out from our shelter to be able to do something that they can empower themselves with. So that's basically Open Door. Started in 1997 by Thora Mansfield. Started with one room, one laptop, 100 Rand, and it has grown now where we have seen in excess of 400,000 people. So if you look at 400,000 people and you look at your general family of 4, you multiply that by 4, we have seen a lot of people. So that's basically what we do at the Open Door. I'm going to hand over to Thando now.
Good day everyone, my name is Thando Masuku, ngumsizi ka-director wethu uMrs. Thora Mansfield. On behalf of her, sithanda ukudlulisa ukubonga okukhulu ngenisenzele kona ku-AFHF ukuthi bazila ngaphambi nakuthina bezobungaza kanye nathi usuku labantu besifazane ezeseshilo uza kwethu ukuthi yini esenzayo la ekhaya mayelana nabantu besifazane. So sithanda ukudlulisa ukubonga okukhulu ukuthi ngikwazile ukuthi ngijabulise abantu abangenalutho nabenza bazibona benotho through nina. So nje on behalf of udirector wethu sithanda ukudlulisa ukubonga okukhulu ningadinwa nangomuso njengoba eshilo ukuthi sine shelter yabantu besifazane aba-abusekile. So ukuba khona kwenu kubona kube usizo olukhulu, bazizwa bebalekile whereby beqhamuka emakhaya lapha bazizwa khona uthola ukuthi ababalekile. Kodwa kuba khona kwenu kubenze ukuthi bazizwe bebalekile. So nje AHF siyabonga kakhulu ngesupport yenu, siyajabula and siyathemba ukuthi ukuhlangana kwenu nathi kuzokwenza ukuthi nathi sikhuthale siqhubekele phambili sikwazi ukuthi silwele amalungelo abantu besifazane. Siyabonga kakhulu.
My first question will be, after all the services in terms of assisting the victims, what are the statistics? I'm talking now convictable cases that the perpetrators have been arrested and sentenced through their program of assistance.
So that's a very difficult question for how the perpetrators are dealt with, because it's a very hard question, because there's not always a playing field that's equal. So you can't always say that one perpetrator will be sentenced the same as another perpetrator for the same crime. So we work very hard to fight for our men and women that are abused, and more today we're seeing men that are abused, and they're talking up, they're coming forward. But to answer your question about the kind of what happens afterwards to the perpetrator, it's a very difficult question to answer.
But do we have any convictions that have through your program?
Yes, we have. Okay. We definitely have. So I also do perpetrator work, and yes, we have. I have had clients that have been sentenced, that have been put under house arrest, that have gone to prison. So yes, we do, because we have the right base to fight for our victims. So being on the Hawks board, being with Thuthuzela Rape Centre board, we do have the ability to get to the right people. So we probably are blessed in that way, that we do know who we can pick up the phone and phone somebody because this or that is happening.
So you can call that the what called the chain of activities between the organization, the Department of Social Development, police and correctional services are doing the wonderful job.
So we work closely with the police, with the Hawks, with the Department of Social Development, with the Department of Health, and with the court, which is right across the road. So if we need someone, we know a name that we can pick up and phone the court, as Thando is saying. Yeah.
And my question now, as an open door, do you have any success story of a survivor who came out of this organization, who has changed her life? Because today we've witnessed a business person who came to motivate the ladies.
We do, and one of the ladies that was here today, and unfortunately because they are in our shelter, they cannot talk in a public forum like this, but we have a lady that has left our shelter that has sewing skills that she could sew for a factory. We have a lady that was here today who's been taught how to sew, and she can actually make an outfit. We have ladies that make the most beautiful beadwork that can go out and sell their beadwork. We've had a lady that came in and did cooking lessons. So when they leave, they are able to go out and start a little business doing baking and stuff like that. So yes, most of the ladies that leave our shelter are able to go out and do something that they've learned. So we're very big on skills development. Everybody has to do skills when they're in the shelter. We have the right people that can teach the skills. So yes, very much so. They can move on with some form of skill going forward.